Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Scott and you're watching the Asphalt Archaeologist. Well, today we're going to be answering your burning question. Why should you take a Route 66 road trip? Or more importantly, why aren't you taking a Route 66 road trip? Let's put out all the facts and then you make your own decision. Here we go. Well, we all know Route 66. It's one of the most famous roads in the world, if not the most famous. You go to another country and ask someone, hey, what's a road in the United States that you know of? And they go, oh, Route 66. It doesn't matter whether you go to London, or you go to Tokyo, or you go to India. People that know our pop culture know Route 66. In fact, it's a huge bucket list item for international travelers coming to the States. That notoriety may seem strange to some people because it's not the longest, it's not the oldest, it doesn't go through the biggest cities, it doesn't even go coast to coast. It goes from Santa Monica to Chicago. And yet it was popular enough, it got its own song, it got a TV show, which is a subject for another video. So why is that so? Well, stick with us to the end of the video because when we get done, I have the answer to what made this road so important to the United States. So we're going to get into our list of why. And they're not in any real particular order, but it's nice to number things and we all like numbers, right? Let's get started. Reason number one for taking a road trip on Route 66, history and nostalgia. You can't get around it. Route 66 carries with it a rich tapestry of American history. It was the lifeline for countless families seeking a better life in California during the Great Depression. During World War II, it served as a conduit for troops and machinery going back and forth. Into the 50s and 60s, man, it was in its heyday. Roadside attractions, farmers markets, motels, hotels, anything for the weary traveler, the motor court. Those are all still out there. Not all of them, but a good portion of them, and you can see them. And there are museums after museums that talk about Route 66 and the regional flavor, depending on where you find the museum. I mean, when you get right down to it, Route 66 is pretty much a 2,400-mile asphalt museum. Anyway, I digress. If you like neon signs, you like old motels, you like abandoned places, it's going to feel like a gigantic scavenger hunt. But I'm going to add that Route 66 is alive and thriving today. Reason number two, the people in the communities. Along the route, you're going to encounter some of the friendliest folks you'll ever meet, and a few sore heads. But for the most part, I can tell you Route 66 is a great place to be along. A lot of the towns years ago were cut off by the interstate, or are near the interstate but didn't get the traffic that they used to when Route 66 went right down their main street. If you're outgoing or even just a little bit of an introvert, but you love putting money in the hands of mom and pop shops, this is your opportunity for a vacation. They rely so much on that to build their economy, and they're friendly. So many of the employees and owners there, which may be a little aged like myself, really love talking about the route and the history of the area. It's a great opportunity to meet some new people that are going to be great friends for a long time, not to mention all the hospitality. Now, please don't get in your mind that everything is perfect, because nothing is. But for the most part, I think you're going to find everything leans more to the positive than the negative side. Now for reason number three, natural wonders. Route 66 takes you through a diverse range of landscapes and shows you a lot of America's beauty. You've got rolling hills in Illinois all the way to the dramatic landscapes, desert and high plains and red rock and New Mexico and Arizona and Southern California. You get out into the Mojave, you feel like you're on another planet. Not to mention that there's a very big landmark somewhere in northern Arizona called the Grand Canyon. I think you may have heard of it. Whether it's right on the trail or just a little ways away, you're going to be so close to so many national parks and stunning vistas. They're truly going to leave you in awe. All right, now on to number four, iconic landmarks. Route 66 is home to some of the most iconic and Instagram-worthy landmarks in the United States. We're talking about everything from the Gateway Arch in St. Louis to Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, where they've buried Cadillacs in the ground that you can spray paint. Hard to get away from wanting to do that, right? Wherever you go on Route 66, you're going to have opportunities for great photos that no one will forget. There's one near Chicago called the Gemini Giant, and he's there at the Launchpad Drive-In. He's a big concrete giant holding a rocket in his hand with a spacesuit on. You want to see one of the largest rocking chairs in the world? Wait till you get to Missouri. You can take your picture with it there. Each one of these just gives you a little bit more of a connection to the spirit of America back in the 50s and 60s. Last but not least is reason number 5, adventure and freedom. Driving Route 66 is not just a vacation, it's an adventure of a lifetime. That road is just going to stretch out before you with so many options to do. You can set your own pace. You want to take a small part of it, or if you want to take the whole thing, doesn't matter whether you want to start in LA or come to Chicago, or maybe you're not going to go that whole distance, but a hybrid of that. It's your choice. Embrace the freedom of the road. Be spontaneous. There's so many things to find. Okay, as I promised, if you waited till the end of the video, I would share with you the reason that Route 66 was so important to the United States. We kind of touched on it when we talked about the migration of the farmers to California on Route 66. It has a little bit of an advantage over other highway routes. Route 66 was the first route that really went through a warmer climate. I mean, when you think about it, 1926, roads were bad enough when everything was clean, warm, and dry. It got way worse when things were rainy because part of them were still dirt, and in the beginning, having a highway over highway safety was more of a priority. US Route 50 cuts through the Sierra Nevadas. I would hate to think of taking that road as a very small, sketchy 2-lane through the Sierras in the wintertime. Route 66 opened up a fair weather kind of passage. Not to mention the fact that it ended in Santa Monica and the Los Angeles basin, which was a huge draw at the time. I mean, Route 66 goes right through Beverly Hills, so movie stars and producers and the whole Hollywood bunch made this a very glamorous thing as well. Kind of easy to imagine why everybody got sucked in. Okay, and there you have it, fellow road warriors. I sure hope this information answered your question on why you should take a Route 66 trip. After all, it's about taking that road less traveled and finding the rest of America that's still out there. So start planning, gather your friends or family, and get ready for an incredible journey through time, culture, and adventure. In fact, if you're interested in something along this line, please leave us a comment down below. We'd love for you to like this video and subscribe as we're just starting out as a channel. Also, if you want to start planning that Route 66 trip, click on this video that I'm pointing to right now. It's going to have resources, information, planning, and some of the wisdom that I hope to impart, or at least learn from my mistakes. Please learn from my mistakes. And I'm still pointing. Have a great day, y'all.